Welcome to the Brewed Truth Podcast,
where we unpack today's news.
and separate the sense from the nonsense. I'm your host, Jay,
And I'm your co-host, Katie.
and we would like to have everyone share, like, and subscribe to our channel. So let's get started. We're going to be talking about Southwest in the news because I'm pretty sure all of our followers have watched our first episode. We spoke a lot about Southwest and the changes that were happening, and guess what?
It's here.
It is here. May 28th, 2025, Southwest has officially gotten rid of
free bags.
Right. Which is so disappointing because, that was one of the biggest things that I know a lot of people selected them as a carrier because of that feature. There were certain things you'd overlook, right? When you think about international trips or girls' trips, we flew Southwest because why?
Because of the free bags.
You can pack as much as you want as long as you can get everything in the bag. Now, Southwest is proposing that there is a charge for the first and second bag. The first bag is going to be $35, right? The second bag is going to be $45. And there are some exclusions, though.
Yeah.
So we know, like we went over this earlier in the first podcast, we know that A-list preferred members is what they're called. Actually, I think their fees waived.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you look to see how much it took you to become an A-list, if you looked at that number, it's like crazy. Right? You got to fly like all the time, like every day in order to become an A-list, like a regular consumer. You also are able to have free bags if you select the business select. But again, when we go to Southwest, maybe I'm not the only one. When you go to business select, that's the highest amount, right?
Yeah. And most times you just select one and get away and you get all the perks. So,
well, wait till you hear what happens later. So there's another way to get out of this, which is to apply for the Rapid Rewards credit card in order to have some of the benefits. So if your credit's good and you can get a credit card, you may still be able to get your free bags. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't like that idea because what if I don't want to add any more credits in my name? So I'm just saying, for me, at this point, I don't want any more credit in my name. Just saying.
I get it. Especially with the economy, kind of things that happen. There are some perks that go along with the credit card. Like you get several upgrades.
Right.
I think it's like 4 a year or something like that. So when I signed up, this was actually years ago because they were offering the companion pass for free.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Amazing. So hell yeah, get my money, right? So I figured we would fly to kind of cover basically anything for that. You buy one ticket and the other person flies free. Like, what a great coupon. I really love that. And that's when I actually got the credit card because I saw that promotion come.
Weren't they trying to get you to do a companion pass recently? What was it?
Yeah, it was, but it was like something where you had
to book before.
Before, but then when you have the airplanes falling out the sky and everything,
I remember.
I was a little nervous about that. I think I also missed the expiration date because it came in my email and I did not check. And one of my good friends was like, "Hey, did you get the companion pass?" I was like, "Nah, I did not. I didn't get it."
Yeah.
So I know we missed it, but I was actually okay because I didn't think we were going to be doing a lot of flying because of the flight situation and the lack of funding and air flight controllers and lack of weather systems.
We just didn't want to be a statistic. That's all.
Or the trauma. I'm like, can you imagine being in the air and being like,
yeah,
would you ever get another flight after that? No, I'd walk everywhere. I can tell you that right now. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, for helping me make it. I'm never getting on another one again. That's like the plane that came in upside down in Canada.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that.
The trauma. How many people on that flight are getting back on planes? I would have had to walk home or ride, right?
Yep.
That's just one thing. So they said as of May 28th, 2025, we are no longer allowing you mofos to basically come and freeload, right? Like every other airline has charged for bags, and Southwest is now asking for a cut of the pie. Now, the question that I asked in our first podcast was, will this impact their bottom line? Like, will people now say, hey, I'm going to look at other carriers because now there's no reason.
Yeah. Or we just hope that they will go back. But,
there's a saying, we won't go back.
I know.
I know that's in another context, but.
Yeah, I know.
Remember, all this came out in the first podcast where I talked a lot about the board changing. So the people on the board have changed.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that? So that means also too that they have a new focus and a new goal. With that comes with obviously making more money, which we all know. However, I say, you give the people what they want and the people will always be loyal.
Correct.
That's just my take on it though. The people will always be loyal, if you're loyal to them. We'll even put up with some tomfoolery, and cut upness if you treat us well still.
True.
We'll still come back.
True.
That free drink coupon, I'm like, okay, fine. You hit my knee with the cart and now I can't walk. I'll take the free drink coupon.
I mean, I think the timing is off or it's just bad timing. They decide to change everything when, airplanes are falling out of the sky.
Well, they brought it up, I want to say like late last year, right?
Right.
But at that time, flying ideally was still safe.
It was okay, yeah.
Right? Remember? It wasn't until 2025, that things started to get a little gray, literally. So I think the timing of it still is wild because
Yeah.
guess what now? I think there are less people flying, which means
sure.
also too that the market share that they would have, they may not have now.
Yeah.
So maybe they actually will feel it even more. And then they can be like, hey, we're going to get y'all the bags back.
Mm,
All right, suck it. We just going to get y'all the bags back. You
me
think?
too.
I wish. I know, right? That was a comfort that I had, especially when you travel with kids. I know I talked about kids, but when you travel with kids, man, they want to bring everything, every toy that they think they will play with, even if they won't play with, they think they might play with, they want to bring that right under the sun. Then you got people who don't know how to pack right. Who
Why
like
do I
to
feel the
pack
shade?
like 9 outfits, even though
Why
you're
are you
going for
giving
2
me the
days.
shade? I know.
Yeah, it's like you going for 2 days, you gonna pack 9 outfits. It's stuff like that. But at least we had comfort. Now I wonder if this is gonna create more arguments before you leave the house. Like, oh, so we paying for bags now.
Lord.
Does that mean that you really can't take your 8th, 9th, 10th outfit?
I guess no partners will be definitely packing their stuff together.
That's one thing that Southwest is changing. And that was just as of May 28, 2025. We spoke about another thing with Southwest. And that was what? You remember?
Yeah, the assigned seating.
Girl, the hurdling,
Yes.
right? So they're saying that they really are going to phase it out. So that's still on the chopping block, which means it's kind of like I don't know if we're going to recognize this
I
airline.
know. That's what I'm saying.
It's disappointing. I feel like we got to go through some grieving. Like
I know. I know.
I feel uncomfortable. I feel like we got to drive to every place now.
Yeah.
I mean, and we don't really live in a place where we take boats. With the assigned seating, they said we have at least this year, early 2026, that's going away.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, well, who are these people on the board? Don't they know you stick to what worked, right?
Mhm.
That's like if Burger King gave up the Whopper, right? Now, if they gave up the Whopper, what would they be known for?
Hard to say. Exactly.
The flame broiled, right?
Mhm.
That's what made it iconic. So if
Yeah.
you give up the Whopper for Burger King, you got nothing.
Yeah, true.
So then you got the bags are gone. The unassigned seating is going away, which now means that they'll actually be able to charge for the leg room
Right.
in the emergency exit row where we used to get it for free.
Right.
Now I have a big problem with that. How you gonna give me something free for so long and then take it away and make me pay for it? That's like charging us for air. Like, think about this. So you're not gonna charge me to breathe? Like, I'm so pissed. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Like, I really am. So what I used to get for free, now I gotta pay for at a premium. So there's no like urgency for me to get to the airport
True.
early.
Me either.
Man, I wonder if people become more disgruntled on the plane. But then there's another side I just thought about, which is the people who are planners who get there early, who want their stuff organized and set up so they know where they're going. They don't like the chaos of dealing with the randomness of it all. Well, I would always throw the dice at randomness because I may get
Of
something
course you
better.
would.
Yeah, I would. I'd take my chance.
Of course you would.
Right? That's something that's going away early 20. They're also introducing something new. You ready? I don't know how good it is, but I'm going to tell you it's new. They're introducing this thing called a basic economy fare. So you know how you got to want to get away? They got something lower than that.
Really?
Yeah. So it's going to call a basic economy fare. And that is just the lowest and cheapest of all flights where you won't be able to cancel. You won't be able to change nothing. You don't get any flight credits. You don't get whatever, like every perk that you get for wanting to get away and all that stuff. You don't get it. You just go.
You know what that concept sound like to me? Like a spirit flight.
Well, a Spirit concept on the Southwest plane.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't probably because I like the fact that I have some flexibility. If something goes wrong, I can change my stuff.
Right.
I like the fact that I can call in and I can still get a credit. So I probably would pay more just to have that option because
Right.
you never know what happens. I think when I was younger and I had no responsibility, didn't matter what was happening around me. World could be burning down. I'm still going, right? Now I would probably pick just to have the flexibility. So here's the deal. I guess in a way, if you didn't care about that stuff, to offer a cheaper flight, that actually works out.
Mm.
But and then you got to still pay for your bag. Is it really going to be cheaper?
No. And that's why we had gravitated towards Southwest in the first place.
Correct. Correct. I want to hear and see what other airlines like JetBlue. Where are you, JetBlue? Are you going to steal the concept of these free bags? I promise if any airline would ever take that, guess what? They would get a huge market share.
Right.
It would literally be everybody lining up to drive that. Now they got to make it and they got to be safe because you can't have free bags and
And
falling out the sky, because that's awkward because your bags get there. Will you? I still pick my life,
Yeah.
but the free bags do matter. So that's another thing that they're offering, that base economy thing, which I'm feeling like, is it really, or is it the same thing we were getting? Now you're just kind of repackaging it, right? But then making us pay more for it, right? And this has left such a bad taste in my
It
mouth.
is. I don't know. For me, I just want to pay the one price. Don't tell me that I have to pay shipping or I have to pay for my bags. Just show me the one price and I'm happy. Even though it may work out to be the same, by buying the other stuff, it's just the thought of purchasing additional items. I'm good.
You feel like people getting over on you?
Yes.
I know. Scammers. No,
I know, and it's just your perception.
It's not perception if you think about it, though, because it's really true. Like, they really are getting more money out of us.
Right.
Ugh, so annoying. There's one more thing, though. Southwest is just full of surprises. You excited to hear this one?
No.
You don't look it. All right. They're looking to expand to international market share. They already go to like Caribbean places and they go to Mexico. So that's technically international. But I think they're looking to go abroad. I'm thinking like Europe.
Europe.
So they're trying to work on agreements for that to be a part of their portfolio, which is international. And let me be clear. That would have been like, I would say Christmas for me if the bags were free.
Yes. That would be like the icing on the cake.
Right. Like I would be like, yo, I'm going. Where we
Yeah.
at? Southwest. Let's go. Me, the kids, the wife, everybody, we out. Let's go. Now it's like, how many arguments am I going to get on about how much stuff we're taking? And I'm not talking about just arguing with like adults, but arguing with children too. You know what I mean?
I want to take this toy.
Right. All the time. I want it. Right? I need it. No, you don't. You haven't seen this thing in like a year, right?
Who am I going to sleep with?
Right, exactly. So, they're looking to go global, which is great. However, I would want them to go global with the same Southwest we learned to love.
Yes, it's true.
I would even take a flight where we didn't get any food.
That would have been the perfect situation if we had the same Southwest.
Yeah. What if we had same Southwest, international, no food, and just drinks? Would you fly?
Yeah, because I would pay for my food.
You bring it on.
I would bring it or take it.
Yeah, I would too. I'd pack a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Or get something at the airport that's okay.
Right. Or, yeah, like we normally do anyway.
I'd do that. And just to have the free bags. Maybe it's not a big deal because money spent is money spent, and maybe we would spend it anyway. But I think it's a principle that I knew I was getting something for free that now I'm paying for that I'm really upset about.
And it worked for so long. So it's not like it wasn't working.
Correct. So what are we going to do? I mean, Southwest really has a lot of making up to do. And it feels almost like we're breaking up. And I really don't like breakups, especially with someone who has been so loyal. Do hurt me bad and break up with me, fine. I could walk away, right? And I guess maybe this is the hurting me bad part. Maybe this is it where I get to walk away. But I really am still looking back. I'm struggling right now. Now, listen, any airline out there, if you guys are willing to take off what they're leaving, you would get a consumer. I'm right here. I'd sign right on up. I mean, unless you're like those other airlines where you're falling out the sky, then we might have to talk a little bit longer. Right. You still you might get my business still though, right? Man. So that's Southwest. Let me ask you a question too. What would Southwest have to do for you to make it okay to pay for these bags.
In fact, I just want the free bags. They can take the assigned seating. I mean, just leave the bags alone.
Right. It's all about the bags, and it's always been about the bag.
Yeah, it's so there isn't any other comparable thing that they could do for me.
Right.
Leave the bags and
Because
you
of how
can
you
take the
pack,
seating.
right?
Yeah. Take the seating. I don't care. I'll pay for the seating.
You pay for the seating?
I would. But leave the bags alone.
You know, I struggle with that question because I'm like, you can't give me something for free for so long. And I'm also upset about the seating too. I'm not
But I'm just yeah, but if they should take away something, they can take the seating. Well, they're taking away, but you know the question that you asked me in that
Yeah.
scenario, yeah.
So there's nothing that they could do.
No.
I know. For me either. I think even if they told me I have free flights for a year and all I have to do is pay for bags, you know how angry I'd be? Even though I would pay for my flight. That's how messed up this is. It's such a mental thing.
It is mental, for real. I do agree.
It's because like I feel like I used to get something for free. And now that freeness, and it was for so long, has been taken away from me.
And you know, when I used to introduce people to Southwest, I'd be like, "Oh, you get 2 free bags." That's the only thing that resonated with me. So that's what I used to like share. I'm like, "Oh, you get 2 free bags. Why wouldn't you want to fly?" So now, it's like there isn't anything that's actually keeping me there.
Well, it's a shame, but I'm just letting Southwest know if y'all can hear me. Hashtag we will tag you too. For you guys to understand too, like the consumers are, we're loyal people. We will give you our money as long as you treat us right. And I feel like even though this may be a business decision, I completely understand that there was a part of the market share or part of the revenue base that you guys were not getting. My whole point is at what cost? Is it to the cost of the consumers to lose market share? I would say no, because you guys have had such a huge monopoly and y'all just did things great.
With the free bags. We love free bags. Yeah.
Right. All right. Yeah. So leave us with comments, share us, subscribe, follow us. Take care.